On a rather sad note, a female business student from Keta Secondary School left school after vacation to visit her boyfriend, only to end up in a manhole. How did this happen? Well, stay with us. Our secondary schools have recorded one too many of these incidents. I mean, one would have thought that with the introduction of free SHS, the impact should be positive. But since the introduction of this free SHS, look, as we speak right now, there is a pending case of an O'Reilly student who has stabbed another student. That is also, and you even on social media now, you will chance upon videos of students even resisting discipline, students talking back at their teachers and all of that. So one would have thought that, no, we would get positive impact from these free SHS. But it's rather the opposite. And now I am even forced to side with what Mame Dokunu said. That, look, let's bring back flogging back in our secondary schools. I mean, flogging in the sense that discipline should be back in our secondary schools. And that is why we are witnessing all of this to me, and it shouldn't be so, but rather we should be looking at schools and secondary schools, institutions that are bringing out students who are exploring fields in science, technology, but not students who are dying because they want to go and visit their boyfriend. I mean, how can we move on as a nation?
I absolutely agree with everything you said. Like, these days, I look at our brothers and sisters in secondary schools, and I tend to think that then our parents and those who went ahead of us, they've done a really good job. I don't know whether to call it millennial kids or I don't know what changed, but there's something about our system, especially the senior high school system and culture that has changed.
Totally.
Like, it has changed, and it's changed for the worse. Like, tell me why a student, you vacated from school, and instead of you, Charlie, when we were in school, we are always in a hurry to go home. Oh.
Yeah.
We are always in a hurry to go home. There should be something that every time you are alone, it should echo in your mind and in your brain that you are here for a specific purpose, to study, pass, and go home. The boyfriends and the girlfriends cry, you are dying over today.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, you will even end up marrying them. Guess what? You even move on to university and you see that there are better boys and girls there. Just focus on your studies.
You see, importantly too, I am always of the opinion that if things happen, we shouldn't be quick to look at the victims or the perpetrators, right? But I rather prefer we look at how then we can prevent these things from happening. And most importantly, that was why I was happy when the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, said, now for every school that is going to come, would come with a teacher's bungalow. Of course, because the people who are supposed to be policing these kids and monitoring them, if they are not close to them, how then do they carry out those jobs? You see, so that is why it has always been a collective effort. Like I keep on saying, we are building a nation and we are all involved. So even you, the contractor, that you are taking that contract and knowing that you are going to build a school building, a secondary school building, and you've been earmarked or assigned to build teachers' bungalow, just know that if, because you want to maximize profit, you don't build that, well, the ripple effect is that a student can leave without monitoring and go and end up in a manhole. So it is very important. It's a collective effort. That is why things that must prevent these things must be put in place.
Very, very, very true. Very, very true. Because schools hitherto will take like 800 pupils. Now they are taking like 2,500. Yeah. And you have very limited teachers on campus. So I absolutely agree with you. Another area we have to avert our minds to is this new phenomenon of students, Charlie, they will do something wrong. teachers will try to discipline them, and then they'll go outside to town,
Can you
gather
imagine?
boys, gather people to come and beat the teacher or meet the teacher somewhere.
The effrontery.
And
Like
just
at time
hurt
you,
the
you
teacher.
couldn't even think about where were you going, because you have to live with an exeat. And if you are going for that exeat, you would have to explain why you are coming for that exeat. And are you going to say, I'm taking exeat because I want to go and call boys for my teacher to... So it's crazy.
Aside teachers not being on campus, they also fear for their lives.
That's true.
We've seen a number of stories where students have actually harmed their teachers because now there's no control. And another one is that some of them, to the parents themselves, when their kids come home and they complain about a teacher disciplining them in any shape or form, you would also then carry yourself, follow your child to the school, go there and embarrass teachers. So now teachers are just there. They are just there and they don't talk about anything. They don't want to punish anybody because they are afraid of their lives.
Yeah, and importantly too, we have to look at that structural gap, you know, because that structural gap is actually forcing a lot of students who are not supposed to be renting, are now renting, and now they feel like they are on their own doing all kinds of things and all sort of things. So this, in as much as we are asking parents to do their bit, teachers to also do their bit, well, it is very important the government also does its bit, right?
Yes.
So that we will close that structural gap, so we don't have students going to rent. Because once they go out to rent, they know that they are at will to do anything, everything, without the supervision of either the teacher or their parents. So it is this, like I say, it's a collective effort. We are all involved, so that we don't sit and hear that a female business school from student from Keta has lost her life because, you know, she wanted to. I mean, after school, you either your parents come for you or the teachers make sure you are at home straight.
So to add to what you are saying, parents too, like I keep saying, I always stress on the fact that charity, they say, begins at home. As a parent, do you know that the kid you send to XXX secondary school is renting? Do you know?
Yeah.
Or you are giving them the money so they will be able to rent, even though they are boarding students, so they can easily get out of campus, go and do their thing. They are organizing parties. So 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, they are doing housewarming, house parties.
It's crazy.
And
The only time we heard of those things when you are at the university days. That's when you get to attend these
as
parties.
young as 16 years,
housewarming.
some of them are even taking alcohol.
Look at
with
that.
no regrets. See, what are some of the advices as parents you give your child when they are going to school?
Yeah.
Instill some fear in them, instill some discipline in them, such that even when their friends are giving them the peer pressure to do something that is not in tandem with the rules and regulations of it, something should prick you and say, hey, this thing I'm doing there, will God even approve of this? Will my parents be happy when they hear that I'm in trouble? And now you can't even dismiss students again. I know that the Honorable Minister of Education is bringing that thing back. When we were in school, the least thing, you are out. You are either debordinized or you are sacked, dismissed.
Exactly. So there was this sense of, being responsible. There was this sense of discipline amongst students. But in today's time, it's not what we are seeing.
These days, teachers meet students outside and they can't even question the students.
And do you know there's this video I saw, two teachers were fighting. And guess what? They said they were fighting over a female student, according to the video.
Which is no news. Which is no news. No. That one, there is no news, because that's where some people will find their future wives. But I'm saying
but you teacher, what business do you have with a student? A student cannot be your future wife.
Unless we are acting ignorant or we are acting like the ostrich. We know it happens in schools. Like I keep telling you, the legal age to have sex in Ghana is 16, and the 16-year-old is in a secondary school. But I'm just saying that the teachers today should have some restraint and not do that. But that one is out of... But the real thing is that the phones they are using, the things they are watching, the friends they are keeping, doing wrong things with full chest, wrong things. You vacated from school as a student. Go home. You say you are going to your boyfriend's place. Right now, you have been found in a manhole. your parents will be there minding their business, thinking you are even in school. And as parents, would you even know the day your child will vacate? And when you know that this date is when my child will vacate and the person doesn't get home, did you go to the police station?
Yeah.
Did you call somebody in the school? Some parents are just nonchalant. I'm not sure visiting car they go again.
It's crazy.
I'm not sure. Because if Charlie,
look, right now, see, we are all in a reset mode, right? And I think, like I always maintain, this is a collective effort. Like we are all involved, from parents to teachers, and even right down to the students themselves. Because look, no one can come and raise your child for you. And you know what they say, it's better to raise a child than to fix a broken man. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, don't forget to recommend this to a brother, a friend, a sister. Until we come your way next time, make sure you're a great citizen. We out.